Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming for nobody. Let's try that again, shall we? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your one and only host, the Cosmic Jedi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I shall be doing the God of War Ragnarok game review. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It tops the first one. It betters the first one a bit in some areas. Some other areas, not so much. By the way, this will be a spoiler review, so this is your spoiler warning. If you haven't finished the game yet, I suggest you dip out, go and finish the game, and then return to continue watching this video. That felt so corny doing. God damn it. You agree? Everybody good? All right. Let us proceed. First of all, the first fight between Kratos and Thor. Oh, Santa Monica. Oh, Santa Monica. Hey! That was fucking perfect. That was absolutely perfect. I like the dynamics between all the different characters. The story, the different inclusion of the new characters. I didn't even think they were going to include Odin in this one. I mean, in the trailer, as you guys saw on my page, did 2 reactions to the trailer. There were things I expected and didn't expect. There were surprises I got in this game where I was blown away. There was someone watching my stream saying, I bet you're going to play as this character soon enough in this game. You mark my words, Mrs. Know-It-All. Resident psychic. But aside from those little surprises, I was impressed. Highly impressed. From the original God of War games, right before the 2018 version, Kratos was a one-man army. I was surprised that they gave us a son of his. It changed the dynamic of the character, changed the whole ethos of the character. You could even see in the first game how he expressed himself towards Atreus. Sometimes he didn't even call him by his name. He called him boy, which is one of the most famous lines in gaming history so far. The inclusion of Atreus, I thought, was going to be an annoyance or a nuisance. I thought they were going to do a thing where you have to switch between the character and then playing as the secondary character wouldn't be as fun as the primary character. Because like I said, from the beginning of the first God of War game, it was just you, different weapons, different skills, just taking on, a barrage of different enemies, different boss fights. So to include a sidekick, that's what the trailer felt like to me, a sidekick. Because when I even saw the trailer of the first game, I was like, oh crap, I hope we're not forced to play with Atreus somewhere down the line. But using him as a secondary character in terms of the bow and arrow, I felt that was a nice, new inclusion. And since I finished the game and I've clocked it on New Game Plus and I keep replaying it, that's one game out of all the list of games that I tend to keep. For example, I have come from a long history of Devil May Cry. I played the first one, but I fell in love with the second one, and then the third one, I think that's Dante's Awakening, I think. Even that whole story, the ethos with Sparta himself and Virgil, his twin brother, the story itself is already beautiful. Then the stylish attacks and combos you unleash on different enemies. So I've come from a world of playing Devil May Cry, Onimusha, or even that game series as well. My God, Sony needs to bring that back ASAP. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, the first one, the second one, and then I think they did a remaster recently. And those games, when it comes to, fighting moves, maneuverability, the weapons, changing the weapons on the fly, I feel Devil May Cry is top tier for me when it comes to just switching weapons. And what I like about what they've done in God of War 2 from 2018 version is they've changed a few things, like when it comes to maneuverability around the world. Now there's pros and cons to that, but I'll get into that later. But let me just get off the bat with the characters. Thor, Odin, Heimdall, Thrud, Agraboda. Oh, her inclusion. Oh my God. So the actors they got to play their distinct roles are just on point. Like I said, the first fight with Thor and Kratos, perfect. In my opinion, that's the best fight in the game, hands down, for me. Like the first game, Kratos versus Broda, beautiful fight from the beginning and the end. That was just epic. And then fighting the dragon as well. So there are many set pieces, even though I did hear complaints of people saying there weren't enough unique characters to fight in terms of villains or enemies to fight, I still enjoyed that game. With this one, they stepped it up. This one, they brought in different enemy types, different attacks, some more nuisance rather than challenging. Some of them felt more like gimmicky things or just things just to annoy or keep the players on edge. For me, some of them were very frustrating. I didn't feel like I was playing as Kratos or a God of War. I just felt like another human being in the realm of these different creatures with Bifrost attacks and yellow ring and circle ring. And I'm not one of those gamers who buy a game and play it on ultra hard and special God mode hard and rip your hair out hard and get a migraine hard. I want to enjoy my gaming experience, how I choose to play it. So if you have 4 options of easy, extra easy, normal, hard, extra hard, I'll just keep it default at normal, maybe sometimes hard. If you have new game plus mode, and I'm that kind of guy, when I've tackled a boss that's very annoying in my normal playthrough, you give me new game plus mode and I upgrade my gear to a maximum, I'm coming back for that boss to teach me a lesson times 2. Devil May Cry already gave me that option where at least you could play through the whole game and you can replay whatever. I think Devil May Cry has like an inbuilt new game plus mode, right? One thing I do enjoy about Devil May Cry is when you get the Devil Trigger mode and you can have it unlimited. You see, fun things like that, when the game company can do that, I truly appreciate, because I've paid money for a game. It's up to me to finish the game, take it back, keep it, trade it in for another game, or just keep it and keep playing it over and over again. I still play Devil May Cry 4, and that was a PS4 game, I think, or PS3 game. And even the remastered version of the Devil May Cry Dante's Awakening still have that. And Devil May Cry 5, I still play that. Those are the kind of games that I feel they're there for me when it comes to action, taking on 5 enemy types, or 5 enemies and 2 different enemy types on screen. However way the challenges come on screen, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to use my nunchucks on you, thunder on you, lightning on you, heat on you. I just love that enjoyability. It's fun, it's addictive for me, and I love it. And those are the games I've not taken back in a while. I don't remember the last time I traded in a Devil May Cry game. Horizon Zero Dawn was a new game that came on the scene recently as well. When they included new game plus mode, jumped in again, new bow and arrow, new weapon tactics, and that felt similar to Ratchet and Clank. That whole, when you're about to take on 2 different enemy types, one needs fire, one needs ice, and you pause. Well, when you choose your weapon wheel, that time in between, because you're being tactical on the battlefield. Like, okay, cool, I see 2 coming at me. That one has a longer health bar or life bar than these 2. I can easily take those 2 down if I do particular moves, but this one I need special attention. I just love that. I love that time to breathe a little bit, choose your weapon. Even the Ratchet and Clank I think it's aged from, is it 3 upwards or 6 upwards? As an adult, as a grown man playing it, it's still challenging. So knowing what enemies to take down, what weapons to use, stun the enemies while I get my combos in or get my gun, it's so, I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but I love that that freedom of choice, that ability to be able to move fluidly between my weapons and choice. Like the top game on my list when it comes to switching weapons on the fly instantly, Devil May Cry, hands down. Ninja Gaiden segment probably follows second, maybe Ghost of Tsushima, maybe, but Devil May Cry is just there. And I think if you're going to give a game like God of War with different enemy types, and you got to use your Chaos Blades to take one guy down, you got to use your axe to take the other guy down, you got to stun this or use your shield, you have to be able to switch your weapons on the fly. But I'm taking my time to get to the nitty-gritty of this review. So the story mode, perfect. Rushed at the end with this God of War. The first one had something that I can't remember, that annoyed me a little bit, but I can't remember it. But I feel that game is near perfect. If they could patch that game right now and fix the speed of switching weapons, make it just instantly. The same way they have the accessibility option on this one, where you could change button layout for your control. I feel if you could just change the speed of switching your weapons, because it's not like it can't be done. And I don't know how they've coded it or what. I don't want to hear the science or the maths or the logistics. Those are just things that just piss me off, because there are already games that exist to do it. Like I mentioned earlier on, Devil May Cry does it. You be comboing someone while you're doing 2-3 combos with one thing. You switch your weapon, it adds to the new combo whilst I don't even get it, because that game is literally, when it comes to the fighting mechanics of Devil May Cry, perfect. If I'm juggling 2 idiots in the sky with one sword, switch my nunchuck, juggle, and it's just, you are literally in control of how you deal with the enemy types. Despite their differences, you just feel confident enough to say, you know what, you guys have thicker health bars or life bars, and you guys might do me in. And if I'm about to die, then Devil Trigger mode. So just leave the player to enjoy your game. And if they feel it's too easy, then include your extra hard mode, dickhead mode, stupid prickhead mode, so hard you're going to cry out your eyes mode. Include those things, and then you can change the varying levels of how many hits it takes for the life bar to go down. Fine. But as a default, let us enjoy your game. You're telling us a story, but we're paying. You're not telling us a story for free. We're paying for your games. Don't make the game so annoying. In fact, let me just get straight to the point. Story, perfect. Switching to Atreus, whoo! Santa Monica. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming for nobody. No, but a resident psychic while I was streaming said, oh, it's going to happen. I didn't see it. And I wasn't too sure as well, because from the first game when they were talking about, when they showed the prophecy that looked like Kratos was going to die, I thought, you haven't given me enough incentive to make me look forward to playing with Atreus or any other character for that matter. So switching to Atreus, I thought it was like a side mission thing where you just control him during the cutscene. When the camera panned away and left you standing like, okay, cool, move your character. I was like, wait, what? We get to play as Atreus? I don't know. When I was moving around, instantly I noticed the difference with the running speed. I said, this is how it's done. His evasion is better than Kratos. I'm always, every time I do these recordings, I'm always hearing people's voices. Maybe my brother or my cousins or my friends. I couldn't care less. That's why it's called my review. The Cosmic Jedi review, because I've experienced the game. Now other people will tell you, oh, they love the game, they love this. I feel Kratos moves like this because he's getting old. Bullshit. Those are excuses. Those are just excuses. Atreus being smaller or younger and more nimble means nothing to me. Just make Kratos to be able to do the same thing. Don't move as fast as Atreus, but make him move fast nonetheless. He's too bulky, because in the original game he moves like not lightning speed but moves fast enough. I could always roll out of an attack coming quickly, dodge, and then lift this douchebag up in the air. This one, doing combos is not as fun as the first one. The first one I could do combos easily without any hassle, easily. And I know Atreus is in the background doing his thing, because remember I said earlier on, having Atreus felt like a gimmick to me. It's like a hindrance. The first original God of War games, it was just Kratos and Kratos only. There was no sidekick characters or nothing where you could press L2 and FR and DDR nonsense and he would do some moves in the background. Nope, it was just him with different weapons, different arsenal, the Rage of Sparta mode, and an unlimited level of combos where you just lift up a douchebag in the air, watch him spin in the air. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. Just fun. Challenging, yes, but exciting to take down big bad guys or regular characters when you unlocked new moves. But this one now, they just changed so many things. They added so many gimmicks that didn't make sense. It took out the two main arrows that I loved in that game. I'd even used a stun arrow in the first 2018 game. But when it came time to use it, I enjoyed using it because then I was using the melee attack with the I'm looking for the slug still. There it is. Slug is chilling in my shoe. I used the stun arrows with the fisticuff, the melee, and the shield, and it was fun to do that sometimes, taking a break from the chaos blades and the axe as well, even including the axe for the 2018 version. A lot of OG players would have been like, yo, we want the chaos blades, man. Why have you introduced a new weapon? But they designed it in such a way where you got used to it and you forgot you missed the chaos blades. And then when they introduced the chaos blades or reintroduced the chaos blades in the first game, was so rewarding. Like, we're so used to this axe, but you brought the original weapon back. Oh, Santa Monica. Perfection. No qualms there whatsoever. Perfection. Then you could even upgrade the arrow speed of, the arrow strength, not speed. A little bit with the speed, yes, but the arrow strength on Atreus. And then he didn't feel like a gimmick. He didn't feel like a sidekick, a companion, even though that's how they introduced it, mentioned it in this second game. But he felt like he was part of me. Yes, it's his son, but I mean in terms of the gaming mechanics, not the story. The gaming mechanics worked well. Even sometimes when you were doing puzzles and he would just go out, or there always happen to be little holes and pathways he could follow where you didn't have to use him to do some of the puzzles, which sometimes I'd have felt could have worked. But anyway, so making you play as Atreus in this game, perfect. Didn't see it coming at all. And if they ever if they plan to make new games with just Atreus like Atreus stories, I'm surprised they even announced DLC where you just play through maybe like 10 levels with Atreus or 10 side quests as Atreus and Atreus only. The cons I had with Atreus is his shield, the spell thing. I feel there should have been a skill tree for his shield blocking. If you're going to use magic as a shield, cool. Like the shield system in this one, having 4 shields, 5 shields, another gimmick. In my opinion, for me, it felt gimmicky. I did not upgrade any of the shields except is it Dauntless or Gauntlet or whatever it's called, the longer vertical shield. The one that looked like an eye, shaped like an eye, or one that was like a square. If you stand there and hit this button, it's going to push your wave back. And all these things felt gimmicky. I don't want to have to sit down and think, okay, cool. Chaos Blades, and then Axe. Oh yeah, the shield. If I push this, whilst I'm thinking of doing this, some two pricks are out here knocking my noggin to the side. And that's another thing I freaking hated about this game. During your special, that whole slow, that pause thing, 2 hits. In fact, 4 hits have landed here. That pause, and then you get interrupted as well. If this game was saying, because they've given new characters this blue ring, Bifrost, and then, no, the red one was already in the 2018 version, so you can, that's an unblockable, that's when you dodge. The yellow one, you could interrupt. We should have the same thing. You want to give us Bifrost enemies, you should have imbued us with some Bifrost powers. So I know I'm all over the place to do this review, but there were times where I was so pissed off. I didn't care about the story. I was so ready to just give me God of War story mode so I could just play through and beat all the guys easily. And even the puzzles, some of the puzzles, oh, what? Yo. I don't know if there's an inside joke between game companies and developers where they just want to piss off their players. I always say, in the world of movies or gaming, imagine you're a restaurant, right? You want money. People keep saying this, it's business, it's all about money. Cool. Thankfully, it's not just making a nonsense game. Game has great story. The world is beautiful when you look at it. But if your mechanics suck, I don't care how expensive your game is. I don't care how beautiful it looks on 4K, 6K, 10K, God K. Dude, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Playing your game as I'm holding the controller, I'm like, it's annoying, put it down. You can say maybe you're not as good as I am, or get good, you're not a pro gamer. Whatever terminology people want to use, I've paid money for a product. It's not functioning as a default for any and everyone who's playing it. Whether you're short, tall, whether you're handicapped, or whether I've got ADHD or dyslexia. Because sometimes my dyslexia was playing up. I was like, yo, I don't even know if I have low-key ADHD. Some of these puzzles are too overly complicated. Overly complicated. You're not playing Connect 4 with your sigil arrows. What are we doing here, Santa Monica? I was like, what is this? That don't make no sense. Out here shooting arrows to connect, and if you're not too close to the wall, you gotta redo the whole thing. Get close to the wall. Okay, cool. Connect this one. Hit this one. Hit this one. Only to light a brazier up. Is it brazier? That's brazier. That's a brazier. Brazier up, and then to open some legendary. It's just too much. Some of the chests are so hidden, well hidden. You have to climb up, climb down, climb left, climb right. I'm very uncomfortable sometimes having to go into YouTube to find help to do something that the game should be easy to do. And then the world is so big that there aren't enough enemies after you beat the game. Even before you beat the game, whilst you're playing, you have to revisit some realms. Dead. Just open space. Everyone likes to say it's a beautiful game, visually masterpiece. Yes! It's already got Game of the Year award, or it's been nominated. It should win it. It should win it as a package deal correctly done. But in your package, I'm not going to sit down and ignore all the little nooks and crannies that you saw when you're packaging this package deal. No. If you cook me a great meal, it tastes good, nice. But somewhere down the line, someone mistakenly knocked a plant that was next to the food or something, and some dirt from the plant entered the food. I'm out here chewing the food, and the sand here. I'm not going to ignore the sand. I will not ignore the dirt. I gotta let you know, yo, some shit you were doing in the kitchen, son. You shouldn't have plant or sand next to the food in the first place. It sounds silly with this weird analogy I'm giving, but it's the same thing when you're including new things that no one's asked for. The first game was close to perfect. Perfect it in your second one. Keep what worked in the first one, include your new stuff. When the Bifrost came out, I was like, what the hell is Bifrost? I was thinking, you know what, maybe we're going to get it down the line in the game. Maybe we're going to get some new Bifrost stuff. Who knows? They might include it in New Game Plus. I don't know. That Bifrost thing was annoying. When to use the shield, and the distance between running, the speed when you're running towards a character who's gone far. Some of the bosses you're fighting launch so far back, it's like you have to jump. And because there's no jump mechanics, I thought you should have included a launch mode. At least where it's like, oh, he's too far, boom. Or a super sprint. And they will jump at you, stomp. Yeah, the only one who can't jump in the game where people are launching at you, Santa Monica.
Well, that escalated real quick, didn't it? Stay tuned for round 2 coming very soon. I have been your one and only host, the Cosmic Jedi. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Laters.